Hi y'all, I'm Tamara. This is I'd Rather Be Stitching. Welcome to my Flosstube number 22. It is March 22nd and my husband is home again. His appointments keep getting canceled and rearranged, and so this is not my normal time of day. It's afternoon. I normally do these in the morning, so I'm a little off my game right now, but I didn't want to skip it. So let me start with, excuse me, this is not the normal place, but that's because he's out there in the living room and I feel awkward enough without without trying to do this with a witness like right there. So I'm hiding in the bedroom. My first thing I want to show you is a new start that I did for Melanie at Uplift Stitches. I have notes down here, so that's why I'm looking down. Melanie at Uplift Stitches had a birthday start. A birthday sal for her birthday, obviously, and it was to do any pattern with a bird. And so I started, let me move my hanging thread. I started Heron at Dawn by Max Pigeon. This is in the book that I don't remember the name of right now. Oops, I forgot the word. Sorry. Okay. Heron at Dawn by Max Pigeon. This is just the four wing. That's all I've been working on. This is a fabric. It's 14 count Aida, but it's dyed by, I got it from Painted Fairy Cross Stitch. When I ordered a kit from them, they said, hey, do you want mystery fabric for like $2? And I said yes. And this is that mystery fabric. This is like a fourth of it. So that is my Heron at Dawn for Melanie of Uplift Stitches and her birthday sal. And I really love this pattern. It's such a happy fabric. And color is kind of, to me this said sunrise. So I know I think they called for like a gray or light blue, or I think it was a light blue, but I wanted this because I had this fabric. I didn't know what else to do with it, and I think it's really pretty. So I still have loads of it that I can use for something. That was the only new start that I had. So I'll go right into my whips with a preface saying, let's see, I think it was on the 12th. Let me see if I wrote it down. I did not write it down. Oh, I did. I started temperature stitching on March 12th because, you know, I need to work on the Bluebell piece for the Heaven and Earth design stitch along. I want to finish the 6 pages for this year to get those bonus charts. But, oh my gosh, I forgot to set a reminder. I'm so frazzled, guys. I'm sorry. I just got a notice that I have a grocery order coming in a few minutes, which I totally forgot about. So it's okay. All right. I started temperature stitching because I wanted to do a little bit of progress on some of these other whips that I'm really enjoying working on. But I need to focus mostly on Bluebell because I'm way behind on that. So I thought temperature stitching would be a good way to do that. You assign numbers from 0 to 9 to however many projects you want. And then the high for the day, the second digit of the temperature is what you go by for which project. And some people are doing like a certain number of stitches whenever their projects are called. Because most of my projects are still paper patterns, I just decided to do an hour. So whenever one of these is called, I work for an hour on it, roughly. I did put Bluebell on there 3 times because I need to catch up on that one and stay caught up. And I think I put Heron at Dawn on there twice because that was the one I was trying to work on for Melanie's birthday. I think the other ones are just 1 day each. No, something else. Maybe it's Koi Pond is on there twice. So I assigned 2 numbers to Koi Pond, 2 numbers to Heron at Dawn, and then 3 numbers to Bluebell. And then the other ones are these other things. So that's what you're going to see. So for Heron at Dawn, which I showed you the progress of, it was called 4 days and I've done 3 of them. So I still have to do 1 day on that one. For Koi Pond, which is my next one, this is a Mill Hill kit called Koi Pond. This one got called for 2 days. And there we go. So I was filling in this stuff again. I did a little up in here and then I started some blues up here. So that was 2 days on that. And then I have the Azalea Biscornu that I've been working on. This one was called for 2 days. So I finished the whole flower and then I did this, I think it was this side that I did this green part. Yeah, because this one was already done. So I did this side over here. The lighting is not great in here. But this pattern I need y'all's advice on. I don't know if you can see it very well, but right here in this petal is some back stitching. And the whole pattern calls for this kind of back stitching to be in every one of these petals that are in the foreground, not the little ones around the outside. And I don't like it. I don't like that back stitching. Let me hold it up. I don't like that back stitching in the petals. So I'm thinking about leaving it off of all the petals, but if y'all could let me know what you think I should do, because I'm really not sure which one looks better. And this is a gift, so I want to make it the prettiest it can be. But to me, I don't understand all these lines. Azalea flowers don't have those, so I don't know. So excuse me, please just let me know if you think I should leave all of those off or stitch them. And then in the future, when I do the middle of the flower has that same kind of stitching in green. I don't think I want to do that either, but I'm not sure yet because I haven't like seen it, so I might stitch a little bit of it, see how it looks, and then decide. I don't know. Anyway, so Azalea Biscornu, that one got 2 days. Then my Pemberley project got called for 1 day. I think what I worked on, I think I took this one out a little more and did this, and then I did this here. I don't think I did any of this time. What I really want to use is this bright pink color, and I took this down because the house starts right here, and I thought that the house was going to be done in that color. That's why I did this. And when I got to it and was going to start, I discovered that the house is actually in all the shades of gray. So I kind of lost my desire to work down here, and that's when I switched back up to here and worked on the border some more. So that is my Pemberley that I started in honor of Jane Austen's 250th birthday, which was December. I don't remember what day, but it was December. All right, so that was 1 day. Now Bluebell, this one is very exciting. This one, I'm trying to do the 6 pages by the end of the year to get the all the other patterns that you could have chosen from, and I just hit 5% last night. Okay, it's in shadow. There we go. 5%. I'm super excited about that. And this one was called 3 days for the temperature stitching. So, yeah. Anyway, I filled in mostly all stuff here. And I have been working a little up in the corner, just when there's a color up in here, I'll just pick that color and just carry it wherever it is. So it's gradually, excuse me, it's gradually filling in. Anyway, so for the temperature, this one was called for 3 days, but I only did 2 of those so far. I still owe 1. But also, Andrew the Runner Stitcher started his hashtag whip into shape again. He's not training for a marathon this year, but he's doing like he's going to like touristy type places and doing a video while he's walking and showing stuff. And so he's doing the whip into shape with that, and you can do it for the steps that he's done, the miles he's done, or the time he's done. And I picked steps because that's the highest number of stitches, and I'm working on Bluebell for the whip into shape because I'm way behind on this. So I thought 3 days, assigning it for 3 days of temperature stitching and using it for the whip into shape would be motivation to get caught up. So that is what I'm working on. I'm super excited. Look guys, I've never made it to 5% on a project this big. I'm so happy. And I like stitching with one thread. It's so nice. I don't fiddle with it as much. I have found that I might have my strings or my strands cut too long on some of the colors, because when the strands are longer, the more I'm stitching with it, you know, like the end of it starts to get real fuzzy, and then it is a little more fiddly, and I'm trying to lay it flat when I'm stitching and stuff like that. But other than that, I really love stitching on this with just one thread. It's so nice. Okay. So all of these projects I just showed you are the ones that are assigned for my temperature stitching. There is one other that hasn't been called yet, which is my 100 Owls by Owl Forest Embroidery. So everybody probably knows what that one looks like, and so I'll show it when it actually gets called and worked on. But those are the, what, 6 projects I picked? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, those are the 6 projects that I'm doing for temperature stitching. And I like it. It's given me a little bit of progress on some of these other projects, but the majority of my progress is still going in on Bluebell. So I have no haul this time. I have no recommendations this time. I am still watching Flosstube, still getting caught up with my regulars, so I haven't had time to watch anyone new. But I'm getting there. Oh, I have an announcement. Okay, my birthday is April 10th. I am doing a hashtag BeeDaySal. It's BeeDaysal. Any project with a bee on it, that's what I'm doing. I'll pop a picture in for the one I'm gonna do. It's a pattern from Etsy. I haven't gotten it yet, but I love it. I think it's hilarious, and it's actually the one, it's one that I've had on my wish list for over a year, maybe more, I don't know. So I'm gonna start with this one, and I think every year I'll do a bee day new start with a bee, and I have loads of patterns I've seen that are just awesome. I was just watching the 502 Stitcher lately, or recently I should say, and she finished 2 different patterns with bees that I love. And one of them I'd never seen before, so I actually added that to my list. But I'd already decided to do this one. It's called Dancing Queen, and in case you don't know, because you probably don't, I am a dancing queen. Just don't ask my husband or my kids, because I make up my own moves. Let's just put it like that. I love dancing, but apparently I'm not good at it. That's what other people say. Now, if it's a normal dance, you know, a line dance, or I took clogging lessons when I was a kid. I was really good at that. It's like country style tap dancing. I was really good at that. And I loved it. So I love dancing, but if there's not actual steps assigned, my choreography is probably best described as chaotic. But I love dancing, so. Okay. That is all the stitching updates I have, but I do have crochet and knitting if you want to stick around for a few minutes. I did forget to say, this is my second take. I forgot to say when I restarted that I've had some new subscribers lately, and so I wanted to welcome y'all to my channel, and to everyone who keeps coming back, I thank you for spending time with me. And I will get into the yarn stuff. Oh, okay, that's my update. My grocery delivery is almost here. Okay, let me start with the socks. So I've been working on these socks, knitting them. This is the vanilla sock pattern from the Crazy Sock Lady. I am doing them in 2 different colors because that's the only way I could keep it straight when I had them all on the needles, because I only have 1 set. So they used to all be on this together until I got to the part where you start the heel, and then I had to split them up and do them one at a time. So this one has been done for months. I was doing a good job on the blue one, but the green one I've messed up and had to take out so many times that it's taken me a long time. But I finally, if you can see it, I finally finished that heel. I finally did the decrease, the gusset pickups, all of that, and now, oh, this is actually top down. So now I am on the foot, and I have 2 more rows before it's cut up to the other sock, and then I'll put them all back together and continue. And I have to pause this. That's my groceries. Okay, I'm sorry about that. The grocery order showed up and I didn't have all the things I needed for the rest of the video anyway, so I had to rush through that last bit. Let me just say, I think I have 4 more rows to do around this foot. Then this one will be caught up with this sock. Then I'll put this one back on the needles. They'll both be on here, and I'll just go round and round and round until you get to the toe. And then at that point, I don't know if I'll have to separate the socks again and do the toes one at a time. I'm not sure, because I'm not sure what kind of toe this pattern has. But I'm really happy to finally have made it past the hiccup. Every time I thought I knew what I was doing, I'd pick it up, start knitting, realize I'd made a mistake like several rows back. I had to learn how to tink the socks, like tear out the stitches for 5 full rounds to get back to where I'd made the mistake. Because on the decreases, you do the decrease round, and then the next whole round is just knitting. And I had done row after row after row of decreasing. So, excuse me, so I had to tink 5 full rows, which took me a month, maybe more, to do that. Because it's tedious, and I could only do like 1 row, and then I'd put it down for like a week and a half. Anyway, okay, my last project is crochet. It's a new start that I've had since my last video, but I want to tell you a little bit about it first. So I have a Swiffer that I use for walls and ceilings, and I hate buying those things, the pads for it, that you have to keep buying and then you use them one time, you throw them in the trash. I don't like that. So years ago I crocheted a cover for it, and you've probably seen these, but in case you haven't, I'll show you. It has 2 little flaps here that go over the ends like this. And I just used the Peaches and Cream acrylic yarn because I inherited a lot of that from my mom. And it just goes over it like this. You dust the walls and the ceilings, you toss it in the laundry and wash it. I love it. I love that it's not wasteful. And I use that every time I do the dusting. But the house we just moved into has hardwood floors in almost the whole house. Like, this is our bedroom and there's hardwood floors. I've never had hardwood floor in a bedroom. But the whole like main area, except for the kitchen, and then our bedroom is all hardwood. And then we have the faux linoleum in the bathrooms and the kitchen. And then the other 2 bedrooms are there's that. The other 2 bedrooms are carpeted. So I'll tell you about this in a minute. So with the hardwood floors, in one of the other houses we lived in had hardwood in the halls. I think it was just the halls and the foyer, which was weird. But I have a big one. This is like a floor dust mop. It's Cedar brand, which I don't even know where we got this, but it came with 1 pad. Okay, but we have dogs and cats and girls with hair that sheds, and these hardwood floors really need to be dust mopped more than once a week. So after I've done it, I toss this in the laundry and then I have nothing to do it again. So I started making my own. I couldn't find a pattern for this kind. Every time I looked up a pattern, all I was getting was for the Swiffers. So I'm just making my own, which is how I did the other one for the Swiffer. I just measured this part. I chained. The first time I did it, I had like 10 chain stitches too much because I forgot that it's going to stretch when you start crocheting into the chain. So I had to start it over again. But this is long enough to go over and cover the ends like this. And I'll just keep stitching it. It's just a crochet, a single crochet. I'm doing it very tight. I don't know if that's a mistake or not, but we'll see. So I'm just making this, and when it's wide enough, and I'm about halfway there by the looks of it, but when it's wide enough, I'll just flip these ends over, stitch them up, and have a dust mop pad. And I'm using this. This is Red Heart 100% acrylic. My mom had several skeins of this. I don't think I would ever use it for anything else because it's a real itchy yarn, but it does really well for house cleaning projects and things like that. And eventually, right now I only have one of these, which again is not enough, but I have a second one started. I have like most of the pieces done because I was trying a different method. This one was just one full piece. I folded it over and stitched up the sides. But I found a different pattern at some point that I had started where you do it in 3 pieces. I have the pieces, I just haven't done anything with them yet. So I'm probably going to do more than one of these. But that is my crochet project that I'm doing right now because it's too hot to work on the blanket I've been working on. Now, life update. There's this nasty, nasty bruise. This is a knot that doesn't show. Here, these bruises. Last week on Monday, we had storms. We had bad storms. There was tornadoes and they called for hail. I don't know if anyone ever got any. We didn't. But we got some major thunderstorms and a tornado took out our American Legion building and it demolished a bank. So we don't do tornadoes here. We're used to hurricanes and heat. So the town actually, this is not a small town. It's a military town. So there's like 75,000 people in this town. I guess that's a city then. I don't know. Anyway, the town closed early. The city closed schools early. Government buildings closed early. Everybody was closing early because, and Walmart wouldn't deliver because they were calling for tornadoes and stuff, and everyone freaks out for snow and apparently tornadoes, which is deserved, I guess, because 2 buildings got ruined. But we were trying to catch the mail that day because it was still running. It was before they closed everything. And it was pouring down rain, and I put on my daughter's generic Crocs. Sorry, that's an alarm going off. Which had no traction, and I ran out the door, and I hit the first step, and I bounced down all the steps outside. There's only like 5 of them, I think, maybe 6, but I hit, I think, every one of them. So I landed, I guess, on this part. I'm not sure how I landed, but before I could even stand up, it was swollen so big. It was like a stinking egg, like a literal egg sticking out of my arm. I was freaking out because it was so big. And that was before I could even stand up from falling. It had swelled up that fast. I was very worried. But also I hit some other steps going down, I guess. My face bounced off the rail because my face never showed bruises. But that night I couldn't lay on any side because most of the damage was here, and what I will not show you is my hip and my butt cheek. It's like a 9 by 5 very dark purple bruise that goes just across my entire butt cheek. So it's been very hard to sleep because I usually sleep on my sides, back and forth all night, and I can't roll at all on it. When I like lean toward the right, this whole bruised part gets mushed and it hurts. So that's that. At first, my husband was afraid I'd broken the bone here or in my hip or something because it's really bad. But I didn't get x-rays done. Before you ask, no, I did not go to the doctor because they were calling for tornadoes. And when he said I should look up how to tell if you've broken something in your arm, I said no, because if I see it, I'm going to start hallucinating the symptoms for it, you know? So I asked him to look it up, and he looked it up and he said, okay, can you rotate it? And I can rotate it. There's no pain like that at all. It's just here, and then I fell on my hand. This part doesn't show anymore, but this whole thing is bruised, and there's a knot here. So I did lose stitching time. That's when I started crocheting and knitting, because holding the little needle it hurt too much to do that right here. But holding the crochet hook, you know, is a fatter hook. The needles are a little fatter. Those didn't bother me for a few minutes at a time. I think I only could work like a row or two, and then I had to put it away for a while. But so I did get pretty injured. We had to order food that day because I was supposed to cook breakfast for dinner, and because of my hand and everything and my arm, trying to keep ice on it, I couldn't cook in 3 different skillets at once by myself, because we were going to have, you know, eggs and pancakes and turkey bacon, but I couldn't cook it all by myself with the pain. So I was like, whatever. We ordered Chinese food. It was a good reason, because we just moved here. We'd never tried that place yet. So it was pretty good. Gabby was not impressed. But it has been a full week now since I fell. And if this knot continues to hurt and doesn't heal, I might schedule for an x-ray then to make sure there's no hairline fracture or anything. But the bone itself didn't break. I can do this, and apparently that's how you know. So I'm good. Sitting is still not quite fun, but I'm healing. And on a funny note, not funny, haha, but serendipitous, I talked to my sister. I actually asked her if she wanted to see my butt, because I was kidding, but I did have a picture of it, and I was like, wow. She was like, sure, and I sent her the picture. She's like, oh my gosh, I have one too, and she sent me a picture of her butt. Apparently the day before I fell, she fell down her stairs. And I was like, you're kidding. She messed up her foot real bad, whereas mine was like my arms and hand. So she messed up her foot and her butt. And I was like, oh my gosh. And she said, yeah, the only thing that would be funnier is if our brother fell too. And obviously I had to text him and ask him. He has not, but he was like, oh my gosh, no, I'm afraid you jinxed me. So I said, well, watch out for steps then. But he's okay. And she's getting better. I'm getting better. Thank God nobody broke anything. Yeah, if you're wondering, that's what that nastiness is. I think that's all I have, y'all. Let me check my notes again, make sure I didn't forget anything. Yep, that's it. Okay, so that's all I have for you. Thank you for stopping by. Remember, if you want to join me in my hashtag BEE Day Sal, you can work on any project with a B. And any opinions that y'all have about this piece, again, if I should do this kind of stitching in all of these petals, I would appreciate your input, because I am undecided. But that's all I have. So thank you for stopping by. Bye, y'all.